General Hospital, the shocking truth behind Drew's shooting, who's really behind the trigger, ***. The streets of Port Charles have never been as tense as they are right now. A mystery, deepened by shocking revelations and conflicting truths, is shaking the very foundation of the town. As the investigation into Drew Cain's shooting intensifies, one thing becomes abundantly clear: the truth behind the attack may be more twisted than anyone could have imagined. The suspects list continues to grow, and each new lead only deepens the web of lies and deceit. Drew Cain, portrayed by Cameron Matheson, has become an unwilling pawn in a high-stakes game where those closest to him are now under suspicion. Was it his ex-wife, the troubled Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen? Or could it have been his longtime rival, Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, who, despite their complex relationship, would stop at nothing to protect his family's secrets? Then there's Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watt-Rose, whose turbulent history with Drew has made her a prime suspect. But there are many more with motives, leaving Port Charles in a state of uncertainty. As the days drag on, the pressure mounts to uncover the truth before the case becomes deadlocked. The timing of the big reveal is crucial. The show's epic sweep phase is set for November, and insiders predict this is when the shooter's identity will finally come to light. With a web this tangled, one can't help but wonder if the bombshell will change the lives of the characters involved forever. With Drew's life hanging in the balance and his shooter yet to be apprehended, Port Charles is bracing for the ultimate revelation. #Willow's arrest, a framed woman or a cold-blooded killer? Willow's arrest has sent shockwaves through the community. As she faces charges for the attempted murder of Drew Cain, she insists she is innocent, claiming she has been framed. But could she be telling the truth, or is she simply trying to cover up her involvement? She has a story, and it's one that's hard to believe. Willow is now adamant that Michael Corinthos, her estranged partner and father of her children, set her up by planting the gun used in the shooting at her home, a detail that could turn the case on its head. The weapon was discovered in a location that only she could have accessed, Liz Weber's, Rebecca Herbst's, home, a seemingly innocent space. But with so many people having the means and opportunity to orchestrate the events, Willow's claim is a far cry from being cut and dry. As she continues to build her defense, questions swirl: is Willow guilty of the crime she's been accused of? Or is she the victim of a much larger conspiracy involving people she once trusted? The idea of Willow being the one who pulled the trigger is disturbing on many levels. Could she have gone so far as to shoot the man she once loved? Would she go to such lengths to protect herself or someone else? It's not beyond the realm of possibility that Willow, under the immense pressure of the betrayal she's suffered, could have made a drastic choice in the heat of the moment. However, if she is indeed guilty, the consequences could be dire. If she's convicted, Willow's future might involve a long stay at Ferncliff, where she would be forced to confront the trauma of her past and the toll it's taken on her. #The growing suspicion around Michael. While Willow's narrative is increasingly unraveling, the spotlight also falls on Michael Corinthos. As his relationship with Willow crumbles and their family continues to disintegrate, suspicions about his involvement in the crime have only intensified. Could Michael, in a fit of jealousy or desperation, have orchestrated Drew's downfall? The idea that Michael might be the one to have planted the gun to implicate Willow is an alarming twist that fans are beginning to entertain. It's not just the shooting itself that casts a shadow over Michael's actions. It's his entire relationship with Willow. The lies, the manipulation, and the calculated decisions have been building for months. And now, Michael finds himself at the center of an investigation that could expose everything he's tried to keep buried. His long-standing feud with Drew has only added fuel to the fire. But is Michael capable of taking such a drastic measure, even if it's to protect his own secrets? Could this finally be the thing that pushes him to cross a line he's never dared before? The mysterious role of Nina. And then there's Nina Reeves, the woman whose history with Drew has always been complicated. While their relationship has never been straightforward, could she have been the one to pull the trigger? After all, Nina has her own demons and motives, and her relationship with Drew has always been filled with emotional turbulence. She may have been pushed too far, especially as her life continues to spiral out of control with each passing day. Nina's emotional fragility could have made her the perfect candidate to act on impulse, but could she really have gone so far as to attempt murder? The lines between love, obsession, and vengeance have blurred for Nina, and it's unclear just how far she might be willing to go to protect her own interests. With Drew still in critical condition, Nina's involvement could easily be the thing that sends the entire town reeling. Carly's long-awaited return to the spotlight. Amid all the chaos, another key character is preparing to reclaim her position in Port Charles. Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, a cornerstone of the show for the past 2 decades, will be at the center of a significant storyline in November. With her 20th anniversary on the show approaching, Carly's arc is expected to take a dramatic turn. Her recent discovery that her daughter Joss Jacks, Eden McCoy, is involved with the WSB has created a rift in their relationship, one that could have catastrophic consequences. Carly is grappling with her own emotional turmoil as she tries to navigate her role as a mother and a matriarch of the Corinthos family. The big question is whether Carly will be implicated in the shooting of Drew once again. Her tangled history with both Drew and the other key players in the investigation raises eyebrows. Could Carly's actions, even indirectly, be the catalyst for this tragic event? Will she cross paths with the shooter in a way that puts her back in the line of fire? As Carly's story continues to unfold, fans can expect more revelations that will change everything. November, a month of explosive revelations. As we approach the month of November, the tension in Port Charles reaches its peak. The long-anticipated revelation of Drew's shooter looms large on the horizon, and all signs point to this being one of the most explosive months in the show's history. From Willow's arrest to Michael's growing suspicion, and Nina's uncertain role, the stage is set for a dramatic confrontation that will alter the course of these characters' lives forever. Will Willow be exonerated, or will she be found guilty of a crime she didn't commit? Is Michael guilty of setting her up, or has he become another pawn in a much larger game? And will Carly's involvement in the investigation spark more trouble than she can handle? One thing is certain, the next few weeks will be filled with shocking twists, emotional breakdowns, and characters who must come to terms with the truth, no matter how painful it may be. Port Charles will never be the same again. Keep an eye on this developing story, and stay tuned to General Hospital as we inch closer to one of the most jaw-dropping reveals in soap opera history.